Honorable Minister for Power, Sri Krishnan Kutty, who is chairing the session now. Distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, over the next 15 minutes, I would like to walk you through to give you an idea of what Norca is all about and what we are doing. Next, please. So let me give you some quick facts about migration in Kerala. 44% of households in Kerala have reported a history of migration. 1 out of every 10 Keralites is expected to be a migrant. A remarkable 80% of Kerala's residents who are aged over 18 or above have passports. 2.1 million Keralites live in 170 countries worldwide. And if you look at the unofficial estimate, it is supposed to be somewhere close to 3 million. And 30 lakhs is not a small number for a population of 33 million. And GCC countries host the majority of these migrants. About 89% of Keralites are in the GCC countries and in the Middle East. And one of the trends that we see recently is that there is a shift in the preference of people to go towards Europe rather than to GCC now. There we also see a pronounced shift of people going to Africa. Next, please. So what are some of the impacts that come out of this? One is, of course, the largest is remittances. And I think at 19.3% of the net state domestic product, the remittances that the Pravasis give Kerala is a significant addition to its economy. The second is that there is a lot of skill enhancement and knowledge transfer that is happening because people who migrate outside pick up those skills and knowledge base and then come back and they enrich our society with what they bring. We have a very vibrant cultural exchange which makes Keralites truly cosmopolitan because we are exposed to many different nations and many different cultures. The remittance-led socio-economic development is a very key factor in Kerala. And the reason why we have good infrastructure, we have good businesses, especially retail, etc., that is coming into Kerala is because there is a lot of remittance money which is coming back as investment, which is fueling this investment cycle, creating businesses, creating investment, and not just in those spaces, but also in terms of good quality healthcare, good quality education, etc. So I think the contribution of remittances for the development of Kerala is enormous. And we have a very strong global Kerala network, which is now in 170 odd countries. So we need to strengthen this relationship between the Malayalis all across the world so that we are able to create a symbiotic relationship with them, so that we are able to reach out to them and assist them in their times of need, and they will also be able to reach out and help the state when the state requires it, like in case of a calamity like floods, etc. So let me tell you a little bit about what the model of Norca is. The government of Kerala was the first state to have established a dedicated department known as the Department of Non-Resident Keralites Affairs in 1996. The idea was really to see as to how we can look after the welfare of the Malayalis all over the world. Next, please. So this department has in turn spawned 5 entities, and we are now 25 years old. We are more than 25 years old, and we have 5 entities which are working in different spaces to cater to the needs of the Pravasi population. In the year 2002, we set up the Norca Roots, which is a not-for-profit company, which works as the line agency of the department. In 2009, we set up the Welfare Board for the Pravasis. In 2016, we set up the NRI Commission to help them with any redressal of grievances that the Pravasis may have. In 2017, we started the local യമസഭ, and in 2019, we set up the Overseas Keralites Investments Holding Company, or OKIL, in Kerala. So, as I've said that this is the only, Norca department is the only non-resident affairs department in the country to have comprehensive economic reintegration programs. We are the largest department of non-resident affairs anywhere in the country. We have seen a 5-fold budgetary allocation in the last 7 years in Kerala. And our programs are designed to cover migration process, including pre-departure, during migration, and also upon their return, which is very critical. And we also do tailor-made, customize all of our offerings, so we tailor-make it to the countries where the Pravasis are. Next. So this is the part that I alluded to. If you look at this chart, in the year 2016-17, the Department of Norca had a annual plan allocation of 25.39 crores. That amount has now gone to 135.75 crores, which shows the commitment of the government to support the cause of the Pravasis and to effectively intervene to support them. In terms of the programs that we offer, there are 20 programs that are now offered, and we offer 3 schemes, and most of the things that we offer can actually be categorized into these categories: the economic reintegration schemes, relief schemes, social security schemes, migration facilitation schemes and services, and diaspora engagement programs. Next, please. So in terms of economic reintegration, ND Prem is the flagship scheme of the Norca department. So basically we support self-employment of Pravasis who return back to Kerala, and the idea is that we work with 18 financial institutions to help them reintegrate and to help them start their own businesses. The other scheme that we have is Pravasi Bhadrata, which operates at 3 levels depending upon the level of economic support, that is financial support, that is given. But this is a scheme that was done exclusively during COVID, so that those who return back to Kerala because of COVID pandemic would be taken care of, and they would be able to start their own businesses. And here again, we work through Kutumbashri and in partnership with commercial banks and cooperative banks. So both for the ND Prem as well as for Pravasi Bhadrata, how we work is that we create interest subvention. We try to help people. If there is some amount of interest, we take 5 to 6% of it, so that the capital is available to them at a reasonable cost. We have the Norca Business Facilitation Center, which is situated in the Norca Roots office. The idea is that if NRKs want to start a business, or if returnees want to start a business, we support them, prepare a detailed project report, and give them the expert advice and guidance that is required for them to do. Till date, we have supported 136 enterprises. The Norca Assisted and Mobilized Employment is an online platform that we have created, where the skill sets of all those who are Pravasis who are looking for jobs are posted. And we also have created a list of people who are looking for employers who are looking for employees, and we try to do that matchmaking so that those who come back will find opportunities for finding employment. Next, please. The Santwana Distress Relief Scheme is the most flagship scheme in terms of relief, because if Pravasis are there, we support them in the unfortunate event of their demise. We support them in case they have health issues. We also support them in cases like weddings, etc. And we have thus far supported close to 25,000 beneficiaries, and we have spent 150 crores through this scheme. The Norca Emergency Ambulance Service is another scheme that we run very successfully. In case any Pravasi falls sick and he reaches any airport in Kerala, we provide an ambulance to take them from the airport to their residence or to the hospital. Also, in case of any unfortunate incident of any Pravasi passing away abroad, we also provide the ambulance service to take the body back to their family. Emergency repatriation is something that Norca is really proud of. There is no other state in the country which has worked as much as we have with emergency repatriation. Several incidents of crises that we have seen in the recent past has seen Norca rise up to the challenge. As you can see, we have repatriated people from Libya, Mosul, Afghanistan, Ukraine. Last year, we have repatriated close to 4,500 students who were in Ukraine. We brought them back to Kerala in association with the government of India. Just now, we have brought back several people. At least 4 plane loads of people have come back from Israel. So Wherever there is a crisis, the government of Kerala is proactive in reaching out to them. We reach out to the missions, we reach out to the Malayali associations, find all the information base that is necessary, and then we tie up with everybody to ensure that we get our citizens back safely. Next, please. The NRK identity card is something that we have. There are over 6 lakh registrations so far, and this is something that we want to expand. So if you're an NRI and if it is good to have an identity card. I will explain to you why we need to take that forward in the subsequent slides. The Pravasi Raksha insurance policy provides insurance coverage for all the identity card holders, with approximately 7 lakhs of migrant workers who are registered. The Pravasi Legal Aid Cell is something that we again support in the GCC countries, where we have legal firms who are working with us on a retainer basis. The idea is that if there is a Pravasi and he has any legal issue, then he will be provided this legal support free of cost provided by the government of Kerala through the legal agency there. We have a global contact center. This is a call center which operates out of Cochin. It operates 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So in case any Pravasi has any issue anywhere in the world, you call that, and then it is back-ended with Norca route, so that we reach out to them and we are able to create any support that they may require on a timely basis. Next, please. The Pravasi Welfare Board essentially operates 2 schemes. One is the Pravasi Dividend Scheme, in which any Pravasi can deposit up to 51 lakhs of rupees as a part of this scheme, and then after a lock-in period of 3 years, they will continue to get a dividend throughout their lifetime. The idea really is to harness the savings of Pravasis and give them a good rate of interest. This scheme today gives close to a 9.5 to 10% rate of interest, which is the most attractive financial instrument available in India, in Kerala today. The other thing that we do is a Pravasi pension. Any Pravasi who can voluntarily join this pension scheme, you need to make a contribution for 5 years. If you have made a contribution for a minimum of 5 years, every month after you return, you will get 2,000 rupees per month. Next, please. These are in terms of migration facilities, we serve through recruitment. We recruit Keralites for opportunities abroad. We run a scheme called the Norca Shubhayatra. We give pre-departure training programs. We also do skill upgradation and reintegration program, and we also work on market research to keep ourselves abreast of what goes on with the Pravasis around the world. So Norca Roots is one of the 6 government-owned recruitment agencies in the country, and what we do is we look at government-to-government requirements as well as government-to-business requirements, and they reach out to us, and then we find the best talent that is available in Kerala, and we ensure that they migrate there and take up those jobs in the most secure way possible. So typically most of the people who are now going are nurses, doctors and technicians, but that scope is now opening up for hospitality professionals, IT professionals, various other technical jobs like plumbers, electricians, etc. are also going there. Since 2016, we have recruited over around 2,000 candidates who have been placed abroad. So some of the flagship countries, nations that we work with is with Saudi Arabia. We've sent several people for the Ministry of Health in Saudi Arabia. We have sent 40 doctors and nurses recently to join the Kuwaiti National Guard as uniformed personnel of that fighting force. We have a triple win program with Germany, in which we have a partnership with the Federal Employment Ministry of Germany, and we have actually sent 600 people last year. There are another 600 who are going here, and that is going to expand significantly. We also are supporting the UK in a big way. The NHS, we have sent I think 700 last year, and there's another 500 or so who are going this year, and there is another round of recruitment that's happening here. So I think one of the biggest roles that Norca is playing today is that of being a recruiter of quality talent from Kerala and ensuring that this talent goes to the right places and then that they are well taken care of. Next, please. So to support this initiative, we've also set up the Norca Institute of Foreign Languages. So if anybody wants to go abroad and he needs to be trained, so you can in IELTS, in OET, Japanese, German language, etc. This center provides training for all of that, and for all the SC, ST and OBC candidates, the training is given free of cost. Similarly, we have the Norca Root Skill Upgradation and Reintegration Training Program, which is whatever are the skills that you have, if you need to elevate your skills to find a job abroad, we upskill that person so that he is able to be profitably employed. Next, please. So these are the two big things that we do for diaspora engagement, the Loka Kerala Sabha and the Global Cultural Festival. Both of them are held together. So many people think that they're two separate things, but it's actually part of the same setup. Next, please. So the Loka Kerala Sabha was established, as I said, in 2018, and the reason for doing this is to create a democratic platform for Keralites all over the world to come and discuss issues of common interest, to strengthen their bonds with the country, and as I have said, to create a two-way symbiotic relationship so that we are able to reach out and help our Pravasis anywhere in the world in case of their need, and then if Kerala requires something, they can also all reach out and support, like in the case of Kerala floods. So it's completely democratic, and today we have representatives from 62 countries and 21 states in the current Loka Kerala Sabha, and this is like a parliament. The membership of it keeps changing, and we will be having the next session in the coming year, 2024. Next, please. The Non-Resident Indians Keralites Commission has been set up to protect and safeguard the interest of the NRKs. So if there are any issues that they have, we thought that we must have a quasi-judicial body to look into what their issues are and give suitable directions to the government so that the issues are resolved on a timely basis and in the right manner. Next, please. The Overseas Keralites Investment Holding Company was set up, and the idea really is to channelize investments from Pravasis all over the world into commercially remunerative projects in Kerala. So the OKL is essentially a bridge to harness those investments and deploy them in good commercially viable projects. And today we are working on a rest stop project, which is essentially to create wayside amenities all across Kerala. And this is and in future we will be expanding this over several infrastructure categories to be able to make sure that the capital comes into Kerala, but also that we put it to good use and that we pay the investors back good returns in line with their expectations. So in terms of the way forward, I think, as I've said, one of the biggest challenges that we have is migration today. The world is very short of talent pool of good qualified manpower, and Kerala, because we have exceptionally talented manpower, is the first port of call. We've had several people at the highest level. When the Honourable Chief Minister went to the UK, the Health Minister of the UK wanted to meet him, and they had requested that they require nurses from Kerala. A few months ago, we had the German Minister for Employment and Labour who came to Trivandrum and called on the Honourable Chief Minister and requested that his support for enhancing the triple win program so that they get more people to migrate to Germany to take up qualified jobs. So I think the pipeline of talent that needs to go out is really opening up. So we need to have a strong platform to be able to control this and to be able to do it in the best possible manner. The second thing that we want to do is to digitize all the services of Norca, because typically Pravasis are all over the world and doing things on paper will not work. We've already moved almost all of our services to the digital platform, but we want to make sure that it is 100% so that any Pravasi who's anywhere, whether it's in Iceland or Greenland, if he has access to a computer and the internet, he should be able to access all the services that Norca offers. Next, please. This digital data platform is something that is a top priority for the government, and we are hoping that we will launch this along with the Loka Kerala Sabha. The idea is really simple, that we need to have a platform, a digital platform, where any Pravasi should be able to log in and put in his details. The reason why we think this is important is that whenever there is a crisis that breaks out in the world, we need to know as to where our Pravasis are and what their contact details are, what their addresses are, so that we are able to liaise with the Ministry of External Affairs to bring them back in a quick manner. Today, we do not have many of the details of the Pravasis. For example, when the Ukraine problem started, we had a database of 256 students. So we thought there would probably be 500 to 600 students in Ukraine. But finally, we had 4,500 students who came back in Ukraine, and we had to arrange 16 planes from Delhi and Bombay to bring them back to Kerala. So that is the order of magnitude. So what we want to do is to create this digital platform so that everybody is able to put their details, so that we know quickly at the press of a button as to where our people are and how we can reach out to them quickly. The other thing that we want to work on is a comprehensive insurance policy. We want to make sure that this policy supports the healthcare needs of workplace accidents, etc., of our Pravasis all across the world. It is a challenge because we will have to operate this scheme from Kerala for Pravasis who are all across the world. But we are working on this, and we think that we should be able to come up with something by next year. And sustainable reintegration program is something that we are also committed to, because today when a Pravasi returns, we engage with him at the point of entry, and then we try to support him with whatever it is that he needs. But what we want to do is that we need to extend this beyond the point of entry. We need to be with him throughout the time that he is in Kerala. In the sense, if he has started a business, if he is, how he is doing, if there is any other support that we require. So we want to make it into a life cycle engagement with our returned Pravasis. So that is one ambition that we have, and we are working on that. So these are some of the broad themes around Norca that I wanted to share with you. I thank you all for a patient hearing, and Jai Hind.